It's the third Saturday of the month, so it's time to talk about Game Club. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpir.
Bonjour, mon ami.
And MusiM.
Hello.
This month we're talking about Grow Home. Let's cover all the deets about the game before we dive into it. It was released February 4th, 2015 on PC and September 1st, 2015 on PS4. Published by Ubisoft, developed by Ubisoft Reflections. If that name sounds familiar, they worked on the Driver series.
The greatest
Watch Dogs
game
2?
of the 360 generation, Driver San Francisco. Thank you very much.
That's right. Watch Dogs 2, The Division 1 and 2, and The Crew. So, racing games and Grow Home.
Yes.
Time Travel, Metacritic 75, OpenCritic 76. Here's the release date. Let's pour one out for Evolve.
Oh.
Super Stardust Extra, one of our favorite games of all time, Hand of Fate, came out at the same time.
Oh boy.
Go play Hand of Fate. And The Order 1886, which is a game I love very dearly, and I'm the only one.
I own a PS4. I own a copy of that game. I don't have the drive to put it in and play it yet.
If you've got a hot 4 hours, you can go one sitting. You can go through.
Come on, think of who you're talking to here. It's not going to be 4 hours when you've got to go full platinum, dude.
That's true. Well, your first playthrough, you know.
Yeah.
The question we ask every month: top of the pile, middle of the pack, or overlooked?
At the time, I feel that this thing was top of the pile because everybody was banging on about it.
Yeah.
Was it actually critically received well? Because I cannot imagine a world where people thought positively of this game.
So when I was looking at it, it was very positively received, and the through line seemed to be, this is a very large open world that I'm having a lot of fun exploring. Mm-hmm. And I feel like they might have played a different game.
Yes.
I feel like top of the pile for me as well, because I think the majority of the press at the time was, oh my god, this giant 400-person studio is playing around with Unity, which is not what at the time was not a very popular game engine for large studios. Mm-hmm. And they just kind of put out a tiny game they experimented with, and here it is.
From what I remember as well, this was essentially a tech test. It was like 8 dudes from this giant studio just doing a tech test to see how it works, and because they
can we get Unity to work? Yeah,
because if I remember right, they were also thinking about switching over to that for the Assassin's Creed franchise.
I believe that was it, yeah.
And it was just a huge deal all of a sudden that, oh, look, indie games still exist. These 8 people made this indie game and they work at a big studio. It's like, well, technically it's not an indie game because the big studio owns everything they make while they're on that property.
Right, exactly.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
So last month I talked a lot about like all the positive things on the game jam and the things that can come out of it. So this month I'm going to talk about the negative things, and that this feels...
It feels like a
team that really enjoyed making something together at a game jam and thought they should make a full game out of it, even though their idea and execution was bad in every...
Right.
I guess not every level of it's bad, but like the physics and the movement are terrible.
Let's just get this out of the way at the start of the show. Do we all want to pull out our squatty potties because we're about to take a dump all over this thing?
Yeah, MusiM just said that you don't believe that every part of this game is bad? I believe every part of this game is bad.
There are a couple of things I like about the game.
Okay, let's hit the things you like, because that's going to be a short list.
Before we destroy it. Okay, so obviously it's technically a tech test. We'll all agree to that kind of thing. The things I did enjoy was the right-hand, left-hand grappling system. I thought was extremely forgiving, which is not something that works out pretty well usually. Normally it's like, oh, I'm sorry, you missed this one handhold, fall to your death and die. Like, it was,
and you can grab onto something as you're falling very fast, and it doesn't do the Tomb Raider thing where it's like, whoa, I'm gonna fall. It's like, no, you grabbed it, you got it. I liked that.
It's so forgiving, in fact, that you can like hold the right trigger, and even though he can't grab something, if you let go of the left trigger, he will just crawl upwards a little bit and then grab it with his right hand, even though he's technically not holding on to anything at that point.
That's true.
I think that's pretty cool. I like the art style. I do like that super simplified, like cartoony. It feels like a 70s cartoon show art style.
Yeah, like nowadays it's called the low poly style.
Yes, I think that's pretty cool. Oh, and that's about it, really. So,
yeah, I will even disagree with you about the style because I typically like a low poly style. I think you can make a lot with a little, and I think you can. Part of what appeals to me about that style is it's like creating something with just a few brush strokes. Like you're using large expressions to make something. I think it's a complete failure here. Outside of maybe Bud himself, I think everything else in the game looks, and like that one waterfall you climb up in the middle, I thought that looked okay. I think everything else is just a mess.
If you want a really, really good low poly art style, go play Astroneer, folks.
Yes, there you go.
I don't know that I hated the art style. Like, I didn't like the way the robot looked. He did not charm me. I liked the way most of the waterfalls looked, and I liked the dynamics between outside and inside, and kind of the setting suns and such like that. But like most of it looked pretty kind of to me. But
most of it looked like when people poop talk Unity, I think this is what they're thinking a Unity game looks like.
Yeah.
Like this sort of low budget sort of thing. And you're talking about liking the style of Bud. About halfway through the game, I realized what Bud looks like and what controlling him feels like. And it reminds me of those Halloween toys where it's a skeleton and you push a button on the base and it like crumples and you release the button and it springs back up. That's what controlling Bud reminds me of. Just this disaster of a control scheme.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's a bummer because, like Moon, like you said, climbing felt really good. Like when you can get into the rhythm of right, left, like it felt really good climbing up stuff, and like even sort of climbing up stuff and climbing up and outcropping and kind of making your way slowly up
the
that
cliffhanger Mission Impossible thing where it's like I'm climbing upside down on this rock to make it through to the next side. Like that stuff feels good, and then you start running.
Yep, and you just careen off of a cliff because you tried to stop. You didn't stop 500 feet before the edge.
So I was not fond of each appendage gets a different shoulder button scheme. I felt like that added to the confusion of it all. I kind of wish they just avoided it and simplified the control scheme because I feel like I know everyone wants to make a skill challenge for a game, and I just don't know that it's always necessary. Like, I think the idea of growing this plant up into space is a cool idea concept.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think like the whole slow, heavy physics that this game has combined with like I never could tell which arm was grabbed onto. Like the only indicator I had on that was the colors were different for the left versus the right.
Right.
And there were times where I thought I was grabbing something down and I was wrong and started falling, and granted, my wife had a lot of fun laughing at me when that happened. But like so my experience with this game, I basically had 2 20-minute to half-hour sessions and said, screw this thing, I'm just going to watch a video.
There you go.
Which was also a really boring way to do this, but
yeah.
It's I really the main positive things I can say is the music in the game, which only happens at the start screen and the credits. I thought was kind of cool. But other than,
I think I would have liked Grow Home a lot more. Part of my problem is the general objective flow in Grow Home, where the first section you grow the plant, you have to connect 4, like the plant to the 4 seed island things. That was fine. The second time you had to do 6, but some of the arms of the plant don't reach all the way, so you have to sort of get as far as you can and then get an offshoot of that to connect to them. that was fine. But by the time we got to the third section, we have to do 8, and like all of those are at least 2, if not 3.
Yeah.
That was too much. Like, I get that they're trying to extend the length of an already really short game. That didn't feel rewarding at all, especially when you feel like you're riding a bucking bronco when you're trying to aim the stalks. They're just wiggling around for seemingly no reason.
Yes.
Every time I did one of those, I forgot that it uses like inverse controls.
Mm-hmm. I had to literally go into my menu, and because it's funny because I am an up is up, down is down kind of person.
Yeah.
Are you any of you monsters inverted, or are you up is up, down is down?
No, just in flight games.
Okay, so yeah, Elite Dangerous is my exception. Down is up, up is down, because I'm flying a spaceship, and that makes perfect sense. You pull the stick towards you to throttle backwards and push the ship upwards. That makes sense. Logically speaking, that makes sense. Good to hear our fellow up is up people in the chat. Thank you, Mina.
That's right. Hashtag up is up.
For some reason, it's up is up until you're riding one of these stupid plants, and then up is down. So then I literally had to go into the menu and change the growth controls to invert them. So up is up and down is down.
Aha. I should have looked for that.
Oh my gosh.
The second it was there, I was like, I need to check this, because if they haven't got an option to invert this, I might be done already.
Yeah. I'm disappointed. To wrap up my feelings about Grow Home, I'm disappointed because I love Blue Sky games, and I was fairly sure I was going to love a positive, non-violent Blue Sky game that you could easily recommend to people that are looking for something bright and sunny and a real change from what you typically think video games are.
Mm-hmm.
I just hated every part of this game, and I so rarely run into a game where I struggle so hard to find any redeeming value to the game, and that's a real bummer.
Yeah, I thought the game was okay. Like, literally okay. Not even mediocre, just kind of okay. Until the very last mission, which is to get one of the stupid seeds and scan it.
Oh my god. Impossible.
So, the game doesn't do a good job of explaining to you, number one, you're supposed to take those things to the teleporters to scan them.
Right.
Number two, how are you supposed to get down from space to a teleporter?
Right.
Number three, you can just carry it and jump it into the spaceship.
Yeah, which it also doesn't tell you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
I spent probably about maybe 30 minutes falling from the sky with a seed in my hand, trying to land on a teleporter platform before I actually figured it out. And that last teleporter is not even near the top of the seeds, so that I had to teleport back to the top teleporter and then climb a whole bunch to get back onto the stupid plant, to grab a seed, to try and fall off the thing, and somehow manage to land on the teleporter thing. I was so frustrated, and then literally I just happened to walk around it a little bit and saw that there was a leaf that was folded down towards the spaceship, and I was like, are you serious?
I swear to God.
And then like you put the seed in and it gives you the thing and it shows you the credits and it kicks you back in the world.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I've seen credits. I'm officially done. I'm not going to do this stupid collect 8 more seeds thing that it wants me to do.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And on the computer in the ship, when you do that, it's like, oh, the mission is now over. Would you like to continue? And it's got 2 levers. I hit the no lever.
Nice.
And it said,
sorry.
I was just, it like when you hit the no lever, it says, thank you, your vote has been noted. Here is your mission. And it just ignores the fact that you said no.
Great.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch the video as closely as I should have, evidently, but like in the video I watched, the guy 100%ed it, right? He got all his energy for his robot, and I'm guessing every percentage or something you get a new ability.
An upgrade, yes.
He could just
It's like
fly
every
in
20%
space.
or something. Oh, okay.
He had like
because it like
jetpack or something.
20% they give you a jetpack, and at like
Yeah, but it's hot
60, I
garbage.
think you upgrade it, and I don't know what you got for it at 100.
Yeah, I got 22 crystals. I was not exploring every single thing to get 20 crystals. I was like, by the time I got through the first platform, the first like growth phase, I was just like, no. You know what? I'm just going to take this plant to the space, and I'm going to do what I need to do and be done.
Yeah. I'm going to make mom happy and get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, even watching the video of the guy carrying the 8 or 12 or however many freaking seeds there were to the stupid spaceship teleporter looked really annoying.
Yeah.
The carry mechanics in that game are not great. Like, they're kind of entertaining for okay, you know what? I thought of this early on, and I haven't played the game, so it's probably not fair I'm making this comparison. Like, if Octodad had come out before this, I would say someone played Octodad and said, we should make a skill challenge out of this game.
Exactly. Octodad. Yeah, maybe we should put Octodad on our backlog.
I have it installed and ready to play because apparently that's just what I do these days.
That's right.
I mean, if you're looking for a Blue Sky game, like Boston said, like I love a Blue Sky game. Good old-fashioned Blue Sky game is really great. If you're looking for one, I'm pretty sure there's probably like 20 on Game Pass at any given moment.
Right.
Alternatively, go play the best Blue Sky game. The best Blue Sky game that has ever existed. Eternal Sonata. No, I'm kidding. Don't play Eternal Sonata. Don't play that game. I am, of course, talking about Viva Pinata.
That's right.
That's right. The best Blue Sky game that exists is already out there. Go play that game instead. And maybe by playing it and by buying it, we might eventually get Viva Pinata 3.
It's worth a shot.
With the power of the cloud.
That's right.
So what do you... so Blue Sky game, I've been gathering what you guys mean during this podcast by that term, but I don't actually know. Like, what do you consider a Blue Sky game exactly?
There is no fate of the universe in the balance. There is no desperate mission to save the galaxy. There is no dire times and end times for you or your party or anything like that. It's literally, here is a game, you can load it up. There is no stakes. Like, you can play
It's a feel-good game.
Yeah.
Typically, they always have, like, a blue sky with beautiful clouds and a sun. There is no, storm on the horizon or anything. It's just...
Yoku's Island Express is probably another good example of that.
Yep.
There technically is stakes in that game, but there is no rush. There's no urgency. It's like, go deliver some mail. Have fun.
Yeah. All right, well, that's our coverage of Grow Home. Don't play it. Let's talk about our next game.
Sorry, Mina in chat are talking about Blue Sky games. A sarcastic person would say a pointless game.
Sure.
A sarcastic person might also say that all video games are pointless and we're all wasting our lives.
That's right.
There
Mina,
life waster.
All right, let's talk about our next game. And inspired by Monkey Senior's suggestion for Rerogue Like It that we'll talk about in this week's upcoming episode, we came together and we thought, let's not have the community or the randomizer choose something. Let's choose a game that we've wanted to play throughout the year that just hasn't come up, bubbled up to the top of the list yet. And that game is Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator. Came out on PC OS X, Linux, PS4, and Switch.
No Xbox, love? No?
Yeah,
no,
what the hell?
No, come on. What's going on,
Developers?
folks? Yep.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about Dream Daddy next month. It doesn't look like it's super long. My sincere hope is that it will foster some visual novel love in some of you guys.
I already like visual novels. I just don't play visual novels right now because my primary console, as we all know, is the big green box. Yes. And you can probably tell me with one hand how many visual novels exist on that platform.
It's true.
So
that's true.
I have nothing against visual novels, but the line between playing a 10-hour visual novel in the games that you and Mina play, Boston.
Right,
yes,
60-hour ones.
120 hours of reading and going through choices.
500-page books.
Quite a bit difference of time commitment.
That is fair, yes. Yeah, Dream Daddy, for anyone that's listening, allegedly is a very short experience. So,
are we going to end up with like Hatterful Boyfriend and the weird tank game in our game club list?
That'd be great.
Now?
That'd be great. I'd love it.
I do want to try Hatterful Boyfriend someday.
Me too. Yeah. So I guess we know what's getting added into the list next.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm putting my hands up now and saying I believe there is, but I'm dibsing on Goth Daddy right now.
Okay.
Goth Daddy is mine. Nobody will have Goth Daddy.
I don't know enough about the dads that I want to date, so I can't call dibs yet.
I can't call dibs either. I'm just going to go whoever fits my fancy. And I used to be goth in high school, so we'll see, Moon.
That's exactly why I'm dibsing on Goth Daddy right now.
There you go. So tune in next month to figure out which daddy fit our fancy. We talk about Dream Daddy. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. We'll see you next month.
Bye.